Time newscast in the English language on Canal the International. Begin with our top stories. One out of 95 votes and 143 out of 156 votes, respectively. 89-year-old Honorable Kavaye Jibril maintains post as President of the National Assembly, while Marcel Nyadifengi maintains his position as President of the Senate, respectively. And as the world celebrates World Water Day on March 22nd, potable water remains a problem in Douala. Residents in Douala are forced to walk miles away from the home in search of potable water. And tension was high in Bamenda yesterday as two major threats to security were registered at the city chemist roundabout and at T Junction. Those are major stories. Details right ahead. Good evening once more. Tension was high in Bamenda, northwest region yesterday as two major threats to security were registered at the city chemist roundabout and at T Junction, which are both terminals of the over a 2-kilometer long commercial avenue. The bomb deactivated at one end and a broad daylight armed robbery at the other, with at least one person injured and no life lost, according to the following reports.
As if to challenge state authorities, suspected separatist fighters on Thursday planted a bomb at the city chemist roundabout in the heart of Bamenda's busiest commercial center. This was at the same time the installation ceremony of the new Legion commander of the Gendarmerie was taking place at the command post of the 5th Joint Military Region at Upstation. After the discovery of the explosive, security forces carved out a security perimeter to avoid human casualties as specialists worked out ways to deactivate the device. After several hours, the bomb was shot, leading to a loud explosion that thundered through the town. These are some of the challenges the new Legion commander of the Northwest Gendarmerie will need to deal with, as prescribed by the commander of the 5th Joint Gendarmerie Region.
To knows the population, to knows the habit, and we have not continued to use guns to bring back peace in this area. We ask him to understand his population.
The new commander is aware of the need for a people-friendly gendarmerie.
We have to see how we can manage with this population. All of us, we are in need of all those things. We are in need. So we have to manage the population so that we can bring back those who are in bush.
After about 4 years in the heart of security crisis, outgoing Colonel Raymond Bumbiswe has been promoted to cumulate 2 positions at the Secretariat of State for Defense in Yaoundé.
Using this opportunity, let me tell you deep in my heart to thank the head of state, the president of the Republic of Cameroon, for the high confidence has given me again for the new duty.
As if it was planned to be a hot day in Bamenda, barely hours after this installation ceremony, about 8 gunmen on board 2 vehicles staged a hold-up in a microfinance institution in broad daylight at T Junction.
Before now, after now, once now, the commercial, they shout, say, don't shoot me, you don't shoot me. Before now, by boy, now, Karina,
Friday morning, the workers were still traumatized after seeing the armed robbers who had already left coming back to open fire on the security guard on duty because he activated the electronic alarm system.
As the world celebrates World Water Day this March of 22, potable water remains a big problem in Cameroon. Residents in Douala are forced to walk miles away from the home in search of the precious liquids. This situation is worrisome and has pushed the consumers' rights defenders to speak out. More with our reporter, Kizi Giga.
March 22 is World Water Day with theme Water for Peace. In Cameroon's economic hub, Douala, it is crystal clear that water is becoming very rare, just like in other towns and villages. Water is a huge problem in this country. We cannot say that having potable water is easy here. Even snake water, sometimes it changes in color. This is Mobile Guinness Ange Raphael Douala, devastating neighborhood. Empty piles of jerry cans and other containers are lined up by people from other neighborhoods searching for water. The population depends on this corporate source from the brewery factory. There are times water is colorless and there are times it is yellow. The color of water here varies. I drink mineral water. The running tap water is to bathe with. Douala city dwellers are seeking for solutions. This is the reason for this meeting organized by the Consumer Coalition. Prince Vondo is the president of this association.
You know that the contest is not easy now. The price of goods is very high in the market and so on. You see transport fee is very high, price of transfer fee very high. Now, it's not easy for the consumer. The access of water, potable water, is not easy. Many consumers spend many days without water. When you don't have water, you are exposed to many diseases.
I propose the government should take necessary measures so that the population can have potable water. It is the government's role to do so. Experts say by implementing practical strategies that promote conservation, enhance accessibility, and safeguard water resources can work towards a future where everyone can access safe drinking water.
And the critical issue of water resource management and infrastructure to ensure sustainability access to water and sanitation across the West region has been diagnosed in a forum that held in Bamenda. The stakeholders met at the second edition of the Regional Water Forum. More in the following story. In many areas of the West region of Cameroon, with taps running dry and lack of boreholes, residents in some neighborhoods rely on wells and other unreliable sources, posing health risk. Government is doing its best to provide the population with potable water. It is now left for councils to ensure that there is effective transfer of competencies. It's for this reason that we have the workshop recalling the missions of May in the transfer of competencies, so such projects are effective on the field. The forum aims to unite water sector actors and enhance their capacity to address the ongoing water scarcity issues. Representatives from national and international partners join discussions to find solutions to ensure quality water availability across all 40 municipalities. We are working very closely with the population, and we equally have partners that are strategizing to that effect. Our priority here is ensuring we have boreholes in most neighborhoods, so the population can have access to potable water. Chaired by the regional governor, representative from the Ministry of Water and Energy and municipal authorities, closely monitored the deliberations. The forum, scheduled to conclude on March 22nd, demonstrates a collective commitment to improving water accessibility and enhancing the quality of life for communities in the region. Over 91 out of 95 votes and 143 out of 156 votes, respectively, 89-year-old Honorable Cavaye Yeguel Jibril maintained post as President of the National Assembly, and Masenya Defendi, President at the Senate, voted after a working session with top scribes of the ruling CPDM party and majority party in both the upper and lower house of Cameroon's parliament. These are Friday, March 22, 2024. More in this story with our reporter, Beatrice Ngamu.
The suspense at rest. After 2 weeks of uncertainty as to the March ordinary session of Parliament, all is now in black and white. Masenya Defendi and Honorable Cavaye Yeguel Jibril re-elected as President of the Senate and House Speaker of Cameroon's National Assembly, respectively. Both unopposed candidates. Out of 95 votes, Defendi got 91 with 4 null. Cavaye Yeguel Jibril on his part swept 143 out of 156 votes. Their party majority at both the upper and lower house of parliament played to their favor. Despite the scandals and internal squabbles at the National Assembly, 84-year-old Cavaye Yeguel Jibril enters the 10th legislature as House Speaker for the 32nd time. Defendi, at the age of 89, the favorite of senators, holding post since 2013. The 23-man Bureau of the National Assembly would have been void of change but for Honorable Bara Julien, replacing Honorable Silikam Isabel, who died last year. The opposition spotted here and there. 1 out of 5 vice presidents, Honorable Abba Alim from the UNDP party. SDF chair, Honorable Joshua Ossi among the 4 questors, while Honorable Cabral Libi of PCRN and Honorable Ndam of CDU among the 12 secretaries. With the new bureau in place, real business of Parliament can now resume, such as the deposit of bills and other issues of national interest and concern. This especially as we are about 2 weeks to the end of the March ordinary session for the 2024 legislative year.
A free surgical campaign to reconstruct urethral abnormalities is ongoing at the Yaoundé Central Hospital. Initiative by the Cameroonian Society of Urologists is in partnership with 6 American Association of Urologists is to help patients with urinary problems inside the urology operation ward with our reporter, Beatrice Ngamu.
Urethroplasty session, that is a type of surgery repair of the urethra, internal tube that transports urine out of the body, ongoing here at the Yaoundé Central Hospital. This narrow restrictive that causes less urine to come out of the bladder is caused by inflation, infection, trauma as a result of accident.
Donc ce que nous faisons ici, on essaie
What we are doing here is to repair either through anastomy by replacing the tissue or by taking out the damaged portion.
Soit on est obligé de prélever des lambeaux.
Alongside the specialist is Professor Kurt McCammon, Divine Chair in Genitourinary Reconstruction and member of the American Urological Association.
My skill sets, I do a few more of these procedures and I'm able to come and help and work with them and transfer some knowledge to them.
Especially as techniques are evolving, kinds of give and take.
Parce que nous avons nos techniques,
because we are having our techniques and ideas, it permits us to work and advance together. Some 13 surgeries on program for the 5-day campaign. 8 successful operations already in 2 days. The objective is to take up all this experience sharing free surgical campaign by Dr. Achille Ore Mbasi, member and Central African representative of the Pan-African Urological Surgeon Association, is coming after the International Urology Congress in Yaoundé, where minor invasive and surgery without openings were highlighted. In other words, it is possible here in Cameroon.
On the sidelines of the International Women's Day, the Cameroon Chamber of the American Chamber of Commerce, Cameroon pursues its drive to empower women entrepreneurs by providing them with networking facilities. The 2024 edition of the Entrepreneurial Skills Drill took place in Douala on March 21. More with our reporter, Kejang Henry Atembe.
Women and have the courage to know that when we fall or fail, we can pick up the pieces and still run.
This advice is coming from one of the most successful business women in a competitive business milieu in Cameroon. Cocoa merchant Kate Kayin Futso was addressing young and aspiring business women as guest speaker at the 2024 Women Empowerment Network organized by the American Chamber of Commerce, Cameroon on March 21.
We also encouraged ladies. We were able to provide prize to all those projects, those projects by ladies who were all very interesting. In addition to financing, something very important also is training, is capacity building, because financing, yes, but you need to be able to manage the financing in order to grow, not to get onto debt.
With women making up a significant portion of Cameroon's potential workforce of up to 50%, it is startling to know that the women own only 35% of businesses with less job opportunities compared to the men folk, reason why the American Chamber of Commerce Cameroon is supporting women entrepreneurs to bridge the gap.
From the panelists and from the speaker, they mentioned this idea of resilience and being resilient. They mentioned the idea of not having a fear of failure. And that sometimes can be a constraint that we impose on ourselves. So I think that was some really powerful words that we heard from our speaker. And also in another instance we heard when it comes in particular to women in the workplace, one of the speakers suggested that when you want to move ahead, or you want to speed up, don't leave women behind, get them on board.
Aspiring women entrepreneurs won prizes after presenting their project during the Women Empowerment Network. The American Chamber of Commerce Cameroon is a pioneer organization promoting trade, investment and good business practices between Cameroon and the United States of America.
Amongst the aromatic ambience of marinated fish, the Ntema Lasso fish festival casts its spotlight in Douala, Cameroon, igniting a favor for local fish production and consumption. This culinary extravaganza hosted at South Effect in Aqua at Douala seeks to revolutionize the way Cameroonians perceive and enjoy a fish, as well as help boost a local production. Gladys Ambodiwang has the rest of the story.
A well-marinated fish, ready for frying or roasting, tantalizes the taste buds of locals at the Ntema Lasso Fish Festival at Salle des Fêtes in Aqua, Douala, Cameroon. The festival aims to bolster local fish production and consumption, promoting a rich array of culinary delights.
Les populations de Douala, du Cameroun et du monde.
We want the population to embrace March as a month dedicated to savoring fish in all its forms, be it fried, roasted or smoked. This year, we introduced several innovations, including quality checks by institutions. The fish sector brims with potential and opportunities, yet imports dominate. Through state incentives and initiatives like this, we aim to shift towards local consumption.
La primeur à la consommation locale.
To advance the import substitution policy, participants are urged to invest in pisciculture, thereby enhancing production and reducing fish imports.
We encourage Cameroonians to venture into the fishing sector, enabling them to contribute significantly to import substitution. With increased production, Cameroon can curtail imports. We welcome individuals keen on investing in pisciculture. those with ongoing projects, and those seeking to hone their skills from production to processing. With my mandate, I oversee artisanal fishing, and I endorse Ndemala Sui's objectives as they align with ours. It is a valuable partner for Cameroon's fishing sector development.
The event showcases the expertise of students from fishing schools in Douala and Yabassi with the theme Consume 237 Fish, Taste, Quality and Price. The 3-day festival, culminating on March 24, promises to unveil research innovations, culinary talents, and foster the consumption of local fish, nurturing Cameroon's vibrant fish culture.
So in this edition of the Primetime Newscast in the English language on Canal International, and coming up just next is a debrief with Mathieu Ofangwa. So me, I will be back by this time around on Monday. But it's for a while, stay with us in the company of our programs. Good night.